If you're an Under Armour fan like I am and are into running, you may have heard their latest version of the HOVR Phantom 2s. Now this shoe is essentially the same as the standard Phantom 2, however this model has some new outer mesh material known as the INTELLIKNIT. I'm just going to keep it real here. I'm really not impressed. But if you're curious to learn more about what this shoe has to offer and my thoughts behind them, maintain your focus because we are about to begin. Hey, what's going on everyone? Hopefully you're doing well. If you've been following along my channel, you already know that recently I've been working on my running performances. And my current goal is to run 3 miles or 5K in under 20 minutes by the end of this year, while maintaining most of my size and strength in the gym. This is a pretty challenging thing to do especially given my circumstances, but is exactly why I like it. But hey, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Gabe and this channel is all about optimizing human performance and potential. Essentially, I share my knowledge, my thoughts, and experiences to help others develop their mental and physical fitness. So if you're looking to forge your inner iron, subscribe. Now, before we get started, I do want to say that I'm not a foot or shoe expert. I currently don't have the best ankle health, but in order to achieve my goal, I'm going to need some shoes that perform well, are comfortable, and are reasonably priced. And this video is mostly here to offer you some visuals of these shoes as there aren't many out there, discuss some pros and cons, and to help you make that decision as to whether or not these shoes are right for you. So with that being said, let's begin. Alright, so these shoes are Under Armour's latest Phantom 2 shoe with the new INTELLIKNIT upper. This shoe, to its core, is the same as the base model. Only difference is this INTELLIKNIT upper, which is considered to be more flexible, adapting to your movement, quick drying, and lighter in weight. Assuming you've heard of HOVR's technology, this shoe also has that HOVR tech in them and offers slightly more than the HOVR Sonics, making them much more comfortable. This version does not include the Bluetooth feature like the base model and the Sonic 4s. The heel to toe drop is 9mm, just 1mm higher than the Sonics. It offers a molded midfoot panel intended to offer structure and a plush interior for added cushioning. And the provided external heel counter is designed to help create more stability, also found in their base model and Sonic shoes. The shoe size I have here is a size 12 and weighs about 342 grams. The woman's size 6.5 weighs about 241 grams. On Under Armour's website, both men and women's styles are currently listed for $140, making these $10 to $20 cheaper than the base model. And lastly, as you can see, these shoes come in various colors at varying prices. So Under Armour's website is slightly vague as to describing who these shoes were intended for. If I had to guess, I would say they're best suited for those who are running in the 5 to 10K ranges, maybe half marathons, or for those who have a tendency to heel strike. Alright, so with the specs out of the way, let's go ahead and dive into some pros. First of all, these shoes look dope. It's aesthetic, and the design of the upper adds a unique touch to them. Like I said in the beginning, I am an Under Armour fan and find these to look very nice with my joggers or their other athletic apparel. These back loops may add to the looks, but they're also helpful to use when putting on your shoes laced up. For its size, they're pretty light, and when compared to my favorite HOVR model, the Sonic 4s weigh about 10 grams heavier, which is so strange, but perhaps it's the INTELLIKNIT proving itself to be effective. The foam itself is a bit on the larger side, but still not as bad as some of the other running shoes I've seen out there. Now, like with all my shoes that I review, I did test these shoes running about 20 miles, and while they are comfortable slightly more than the Sonics, I think I enjoy them most for casual everyday use. While running, I do appreciate the stable and neutral foot placement these shoes offer, whereas the Sonics tend to place my feet more towards the supinated position during each stride. Lastly, for those classic conditioning workouts and lateral movements, they performed okay. Not something I'd recommend for more than 15 to 20 minutes. However, if you're on the go and want to get something in real quick, I think they'll be fine. So now, the cons. I'm just going to start off with the biggest con, the foot molding. It's terrible. I got blisters on the bottom of my toes from wearing these during a run because of how it's designed. I just wish they had a standard insert and footbed like the Sonics to allow the autonomy in placing my own orthotics, because when you try inserting your own in these, depending on how thick they are, they will push up your heel, making these shoes very poor in staying snug around your feet. Now, without the inserts, wearing the shoes as they are don't stay well in place either. Sure, I could tie them tighter, but the upper's fabric tend to bunch up, causing both friction and a very comfortable amount of pressure on the forefoot, which can cause my feet to lose blood circulation. Not tying them tight either, but if you want that snug fit, you're going to feel it on the top area, and it's certainly not a pleasant feeling during a run. I was hoping the upper material or this booty design were to actually fit more like a sock, form-fitting, while being flexible, but unfortunately, that's not the case. I also want to point out that I could have gotten a size smaller, but that would have been worse because of the shoe will then restrict proper foot mechanics and toes from splaying, in addition to the constant bumping and cramming of the toes. In terms of comfort, I'd say that they might be okay for a slow jog or walking, but for serious runners going hard and long, like in the 6+ mile ranges, they're just not great. While these shoes do look nice, they feel very clunky. Like the Sonics are already out of my comfort zone with the amount of foam it offers, but these are just too much for me. I imagined they would be more comfortable for it, and given my jacked up ankle, I thought they would help, but that wasn't the case. The hover foam, what seems to be the nice, comfy, and responsive feel, is all on the heel area and does not evenly spread across the midsole. Since I'm more of a mid-foot striker, these shoes just don't offer much support or cushion. By the way, let me be clear in saying that the Sonic 4s are nothing compared to the first two models. In my opinion, of course, I really think that the first two models were the best hover Sonics that ever came out. These Sonic 4s are okay for now, especially using my own inserts, but designed as it is, I'm pretty sure it could be a lot better. Alright, so the final con here that we have for these Phantom 2s is that these shoes do not offer Map My Run, the Bluetooth feature that comes with most of the hover shoes. You would think for the price they'd hook it up, but no, not included with these shoes, unfortunately. Overall, the Hover Phantom 2 with the INTELLIKNIT has some potential, but unfortunately for me, it just doesn't fit my needs. In rating this shoe on a scale of 1 to 5, I'm going to give this one a 2.5. That is so unfortunate too, because this is my first review for Under Armour, and like I said, I'm a fan, but we must maintain integrity. The shoes are just too pricey to have this many negative experiences and not include the Bluetooth features like its base model. Perhaps if they worked on the points mentioned earlier, then they would probably be a great shoe. Maybe the Phantom 3 might address them. Who knows? I'm optimistic for what Under Armour has to offer us in the near future. That's all for this video, guys. Thanks so much for watching and supporting this channel. I really hope you found it well and perhaps helped you making that decision as to whether or not this shoe is right for you. I look forward to seeing you in our next one, but till then, train intentionally with maximum effort and be one with the iron.